the eyes of our faith, that we might behold Jesus in all his redeeming work. And one of the ways that Jesus' redeeming work is carried out here in Rhode Island is through Episcopal Charities. So when we make a contribution to Episcopal Charities, we are also doing Jesus' redeeming work through Episcopal Charities and the various and wonderful programs they support. And we're going to hear about one of those programs this morning, The Blessing Way. Elizabeth and Robert are going to tell us about it.
For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Good morning. Easter was just 2 weeks ago, and we are still in the midst of celebrating the Easter season for a few more weeks. Of course, the Easter message, Jesus' resurrection, is one of rebirth and renewal. There are few people more in need of such rebirth and renewal than those newly released from prison. Yet, unlike the risen Lord, who is greeted with surprise, delight, and amazement by his followers, those leaving prison usually don't have a crowd of cheering supporters, overjoyed to see them. The Blessing Way offers the only faith-based residential support program for people coming out of prison or out of recovery from drug or alcohol addiction. It is trying to help these children of God experience Easter when they leave there too. One such man is Robert Quintana, here with us today. He is a graduate of the Blessing Way program and now volunteers there. He will speak to you now.
First, let me just say thank you for having me to your lovely church. Like I said earlier, to put it simple, the Blessing Way saved my life. I'm 45 years old, and this is the first time in my life that I could honestly say that my mind is clear. The Blessing Way gave me a chance to finally be myself, to be me, not to be held back. Like I said before, Reverend Joyce Penfield, she believed in me, and it gave me strength. I've been to prison a few times in my life because I tried to live life on my terms, and that didn't work out too well for me. This is the first time in my life that I accepted something bigger than myself. I found spirituality, I found the Lord, and Joyce found me. By opening the doors to the Blessing Way, it has given me a chance to live a real life. I met her in prison while doing Houses of Healing. It's an in-depth program which helps us to see who we really are, to get to the root of the problem, and to face it. Upon being released, I've got my life very clear and straightforward. It's to the point now where there's not many things I don't think I can do. It seems like a big weight was lifted off of me that I held down for so long. They taught me responsibility, first and foremost, accountability, and they have everything to do with who you see before you today. I'm not a holy roller. I am a sinner. And that's something that I pray about every day. I'm very, very grateful for the blessing way. Being in jail, I've seen a lot of the guys going through the motions, just trying to get out. Because there are a lot of us in there that don't just want to get out of jail. They want to get out of that lifestyle. I could see hearts like I've never seen them before. When I look into someone's eyes, I see them. And there's not enough that I could say about the Blessing Way and everything that they've done for me. I now volunteer my Saturdays to be an assistant house manager there, and I look forward to it. My life has a lot of meaning and a lot of purpose today. And I could honestly say that that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the Blessing Way. There are many programs out there that I could have went to, but this is the only one that my heart wanted to follow, and it's the only one that I applied for. And the Lord opened them doors for me, and I was accepted, and I will continue to do His work in any way possible. And I owe it all to the Blessing Way. Thank you.
Robert makes my job easy, but I just wanted to say a few more words. By donating to Episcopal Charities, you are helping the Blessing Way and the countless other agencies that organization supports. One thing that you should be aware of is that 100% of your donation goes directly to the program. There is an endowment in place to cover the office expenses, so it's a very meaningful donation. In terms of how it affects Blessing Way, more than 180 people have gone through Blessing Way's 90-day transitional program. Hundreds more have been helped in other ways, but this 90-day program that Robert is talking about provides housing, counseling, recovery support, employment assistance, and spiritual guidance. It costs $35,000 to run one of the Blessing Way houses, which in a year might help 15 people. According to the Rhode Island Department of Corrections, the cheapest inmate costs $40,000 a year. The most expensive costs more than $100,000 a year. So $35,000 to help 15 people, or $40,000 to more than $100,000 to house one person. On a very practical level, it's vastly cheaper to keep people out. Sadly, some graduates of Blessing Way program do end up back in prison, but that rate is roughly half that for the general population of inmates who leave prison without such wraparound services. Episcopal Charities in St. Luke's have been stalwart supporters of the Blessing Way over the years. I hope we as individuals and as a parish will continue to find it in our hearts to keep providing Easter moments for those least loved